break, and I said to the guys, can somebody explain this IRS manual with the DEA with the use of hidden intel evidence? And they both looked at me like, what are you even talking about? And I said, well, it's a story I just don't even understand yet. And here it is. And this shows how dead we all are inside, how overwhelmed we all are. I haven't heard of it. Yeah, you haven't even heard of this. Listen to this. The president came out this week and said, oh, there's no spying on. We're not doing that.
No domestic spy program at all.
No. Here it is. Listen to this. Details of a U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration program that feeds tips to federal agents and then instructs them to alter the investigative trail were published in a manual used by agents of the Internal Revenue Service for 2 years. The practice of recreating the investigative trail, highly criticized by former prosecutors and defense lawyers after Reuters reported it this week, is now under review at the Justice Department. 2 high-profile Republicans have also raised questions on the procedure. A 350-word entry in the Internal Revenue Manual instructed agents of the U.S. Tax Agency to admit any reference to tips supplied by the DEA's Special Operations Division, especially from affidavits, court proceedings, or investigative files. The entry was published and posted online in 2005 and 6 and removed in early 2007. The IRS is among 24 arms of the government working with SOD, which is Special Operations Division, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the National Security Agency, the NSA, and the CIA. An IRS spokesman had no comment on the entry or why it was removed from the manual. Now, here's what it is. The Special Operations Division goes and they find some information out about somebody they have to go out and they're finding things just through like the NSA does. Just, hey, we think we need to watch these people. And so they go and they just gather all this information on all of the people, anybody who crosses their path. Well, they search and sift through all of that information, and sometimes other people come up and they're like, "Oh, there's somebody who's breaking the tax law. There's somebody who's not paying their taxes. There's this, there's that." And so, instead of the DEA using that, what they do is they just ship that over to the IRS and say, "By the way, we found these tax avoiders over here while we were looking for somebody else. This is illegal. You're not supposed to do this." And how do we know we're not supposed to do that? Because in there's a 350-page section of the book that was in there that says, by the way, if you get any of that information, you have to make up a new paper trail. So in other words, you can't say we got it from the Special Operations Division, because we're not supposed to get anything from them. So you have to say, well, we found it through this telephone conversation that we have legally. And their agents were told to make things up so they could legally use that stuff. Instead of saying, we can't legally use that, they were instructed on paper to make it up. And this is during the Bush administration. How bad do you think it is now? How bad do you think it is now? That's where it was in 2006 and 2007. What do you think it is today?
Yeah, and all the reporting shows that the Bush administration, while it didn't do everything that we love, I'm sure, was much less aggressive with the IRS against anybody, not even just the right, but anyone. I mean, they were not, Bush was not meeting with the IRS all the time to try to figure out strategies. Well, the exact opposite has happened with this administration. They've been very aggressive with their use of the IRS. You can imagine 10 times the amount of stuff is happening now, but it doesn't matter. This is the problem with a large government. Under Republican control or Democratic control, they will do stuff like this all the time.
So here's what happens. So they get a Special Operations Division tip. They get something. And if you don't think this is going to be happening with the NSA and the IRS with your health care law, think of this. They find out through your doctor that you're doing something, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. And you're breaking a new rule or infraction, or You're just targeted. You're a bad person. This is what they're doing right now. They'll get a tip from one of these agencies, and then the IRS says, well, I can't use that, so we need a traffic violation. And that will be our excuse for starting this investigation. And that's honestly what they have done. Traffic infractions. And so they find some way to weasel their way in to say, well, we started this investigation because of this traffic violation. And when we started there, we started pulling this string. No, they didn't. They made the traffic violation thing up. They searched for anything that would be an in to be able then to say, oh, yeah, we use this as an in. So they're going to gather all of this information. The information that is going to be collected starting in October by the IRS from your doctor and your health is far more than what the NSA is even claiming that they could do, but they're definitely not. The information gathering that's going to happen through the IRS is stunning. And it starts in October. So your doctor has to report something. Something happens through your doctor, your pharmacy, your health records, which are all tied to your employment records, which are all tied to your school records. Everything is tied together. Your banking, everything. And they tie all of that information together, and they see something. All they have to do is just alert somebody and just say, look, you didn't get this from me, but here you go.
So much for,
well, I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't care what they're. Let them look. I don't care. Let them listen to all my conversations. Let them read my emails.
Okay. Now what do you have to say? Because they're going to find something, and they're going to interpret
I'd like to do
something in a way you don't expect.
You know what would be great? I'd like to do a new reality show. You know, they did Big Brother, and it was always whatever. I'd like to do a reality show where I monitor for a year all of your emails, all of your phones.
I love this.
Everything. I see in your bedroom because I can turn on your iPad at any time. And I can turn your computer on at any time.
We decide what you've done wrong.
We've decided what you've done wrong.
Uh-huh.
We'll show you. We'll show you how it works. I can make you into anything. You give me full access to your life.
Let's see if somebody will volunteer for that. What are the people that...
Oh, I don't care what they're doing. Go ahead. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Give it to me.
Let's hear it.
Give it to me. I'll make, and we'll say up at the outset, none of this is true. None of this of what you're going to learn about this person is true.
No, but why would they even
care? Going to make it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I'm going to make a case on national television because you're going to grant me access to your doctors. You're going to grant me access to all of your employee files. I'm going to get access to all of your children's doctors. I'm going to get access to your psychiatrist or your psychologist or your children's psychiatrist or psychologist.
There's not a person in the country that would agree to this.
Right, no one. And you're going to give me access to all of it, and I'm going to be able to turn your phone on without you even knowing it. I'm going to listen to all your phone calls. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I have full and complete access, even in your bedroom, without your knowledge. And you're going to grant that to me for, let's just say, 6 months. At the end of the 6 months, I'm going to accuse you of a crime that you did not commit. And I'm going to make a case that you are the prime suspect.
Yeah, and this is great because I want it to be also someone who's a fan of this program, who trusts you, but disagrees with you on this whole monitoring thing. So it goes to someone who, not even a source like the government who you may or may not trust, but someone that you actually trust. And that you, Glenn, will have the access, and you can run it by a team of lawyers who will look for some illegal behavior in the 80,000-page code that we're supposed to be following through taxes and everything else. I would like to see, because I bet if you put it through a bunch of people who wanted to find something on you that's actually illegal, let alone just shady, actually illegal, I bet we could find it.
I don't even need to do that. I don't even need to find something illegal. I mean, I know I can find something illegal. I'll find infractions like crazy.
Yeah, let's add up the total fines at the end of a year.
But I don't even need to do that.
No, you can just make something up from the circumstantial evidence you compile.
I want to put you in jail. I'm going to find a crime that has been around your house in your area or in an area that you visited,
and we'll blame you for
while
it.
you're visiting, and I'm going to pin it to you.
I can almost guarantee you that if you did 6 months worth of in-depth spying on somebody, you could make it look like they did something very, very wrong.
Oh yeah. And you'll say, the American people say, well, that's crazy. That's a TV show. I wouldn't do that for a TV show. What? Why?
Better a TV show than the U.S. government.
You trust me less than the millions of faceless bureaucrats that you have no idea who they are. Mm-hmm. You trust one individual. You don't make it me. Make it Lawrence O'Donnell. You trust him. Just that one guy less than all of the agencies and all of the employees. You don't know who they are at all. You want to talk about face your accuser? You don't even know who they are.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. Most people don't even do that with their children. They don't even give access to their email accounts to people they do trust in their lives. Why would you give it to someone who it could easily be putting together some sort of case against you? And beyond the fact that this reality show, which I think would be awesome, by the way, think about this. If you said to yourself, I would never do that. Why are you doing it? You're doing it already to thousands of people.
Well, because they're not going to use it that way.
And they have, of course. We've already seen that's just not true.
We're seeing it right now.
IRS.
There's the story right there. I just gave it to you. And it's a story that nobody's heard about because it's just another one of the spying stories. It's just another one of those made-up scandals. This one coming from Reuters 2 days ago, where they are showing that that's exactly what they were doing, not under this administration, the last administration. Oh, hello. I mean, nobody would give this. Nobody would do it. And yet, for some reason, and you know what it is? I think most people are tired. Most people are like, I can't fight all the battles. They've overwhelmed the system. They have taught you that you don't make a difference. They have taught you that they're not going to listen to you anyway. They've taught you all of these things. And so we're just like, you know what, I'm just going to take care of my home. I'm just going to take care of my family, and I'm just going to just live a good life. And, I just let everybody else deal. Oh, well, New York, you get what you deserve. Oh, well, rest of America, you get what you deserve. And we just don't really think, only the Germans were upset when this was starting to happen to them a few years ago, and they rallied in the streets like crazy because they said, not here, never again. Mm-hmm. But we just don't think, we think somehow or another that Germany is different. Somehow or another, there's some secret sauce with the people who have come here to the United States from all over the world, all these other cultures where we know it would happen in China, we know it would happen in Cuba, we know it would happen in Russia, we know it would happen in Germany, we know it would happen in Poland. Why? Because it has already happened to all of those countries. And so all these people come from all of those countries. We say there's nothing unique about us. There's nothing special about us. Don't learn anything about us. In fact, we're not going to even teach you our history. We're not going to teach you our Constitution. Just come here and we'll all be together. And somehow or another, it can happen in Germany. Oh, well, of course, the Germans need to pay attention. Of course, the Polish need to pay attention. Of course, the Russians need to pay attention. But all of those people that came over here, those same Russians that lived under that, they're ringing the warning bell like crazy going, don't you see it? But all those people that just accepted it the last time, they all come over here. They're not Americans. They're German American. They're Russian American. Why would it stop? Why would we be unique? Is it a magic show? Why would we be unique? We're not telling anybody we're unique anymore. We don't even know why we're unique anymore. We don't even know the Constitution. What made us unique was the Constitution. What Constitution? Who's paying attention to that? I'd love to do a reality show like that. I'd love to. Go ahead. Give it to me. You're not afraid? You're not afraid? I'll show you why you should be afraid. Oh, well, I'm not doing anything. Well, you'll just make stuff up. No, I'll use the facts in your life. I will play the audio of your phone conversations. I'll show your GPS tracking. I'll show what your doctors are also saying. Now, I may not be able to bring this out to the entire public, but I'll have a secret court. I'll have a group of people that you don't know, and I'll meet with my secret court in some place that you don't even know exists, and I'll ask them their opinion, and they'll rule on your life.
And you can do all of this with 1/10 the amount of information that the government actually has.
Yeah. That's what's happening. And no one in their right mind would do it. No one in their right mind would do it. Go ahead, give it to me. Why wouldn't you give that to me? Are you afraid that I might expose some things, or that I might hurt your reputation, or that I might make your life miserable, or that I might expose just a conversation that is completely innocent that you just don't want exposed? You just don't want me in your bedroom? You just don't want me reading all of your emails? Is that what it is? Because I thought that was no big deal because you're not doing anything wrong.